Hello everyone. Today we have Mr. Kiran Prakash with us, and in the recent placement season, phase 1 placements at IIT Bombay, Kiran Prakash got placed in Honda R&D Japan as a data analyst, and Kiran is currently pursuing his master's MTech in industrial engineering and operations research at IIT Bombay, and he will be graduating very soon, June or July 2024. And prior to joining MTech at IIT Bombay, he has done his bachelor's in mechanical engineering from NIT Trichy. So we will get to know about his placement journey of getting into Honda R&D in great detail.
Thank you, Sudhakar, for giving me this opportunity to share my interview experience with your audience. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Kiran. So, Kiran, could you please tell us a bit about the profile, like the data analyst for which you have been selected, like what was the skills required for this profile, and a bit about the job description itself.
I got my placement in Honda R&D as a data analyst role. The preferred skills for this are just basics in Python and
Okay.
some basic knowledge in SQL,
Okay.
structured query language, and quantitative ability to analyze the data and knowledge in probability statistics, like statistical tools for analyzing the data and all those things, and experience in some other analytical tools like Power BI or Tableau or something. So those were the skills which were preferred for this job role.
Yeah, I think these are the skills which are required mainly for data analysts like Python,
Yes,
SQL,
yes,
and of course
correct.
statistics and so on. So I think for
Yes,
any data analyst role, these things
it's
are,
these things are,
basic,
yeah,
yeah, fundamental.
correct, correct.
Okay. So like, did Honda offer any other profile apart from data analyst?
Yes, this time Honda offered 10 job roles,
Okay.
which include AI researcher
Oh,
and some deep learning related jobs like computer vision researcher and AI robotics, robot learning and control researcher, and etc. So similar to data role, like data analyst, data engineer, those roles were also be offered.
okay. So like Honda had quite a few profiles this time at
Yes,
IIT Bombay,
correct.
and of
Yes,
course you
yes.
got placed for Honda R&D as a data analyst.
Data analyst,
And you will be working with ADAS, that automotive what is the full form of
automated
AD?
driving.
Okay, automated driving. Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
okay, sure. So was this profile open for all the students, or it was like specific for masters only?
Yeah, my profile was open for all
Okay.
BTech, MTechs, dual degree PhDs,
Oh,
and
okay, okay,
yeah, it is open for all the disciplines as well.
okay, sure. Yeah, so now we can talk a bit about the process actually. So as far as I can recollect from my placement days, that Japanese companies, they used to ask for a SOP also, while you, or some questionnaire, some set of questions when you are filling their application form. So what was the process this time when you applied for Honda R&D?
Yeah, this time there was a computer-based test, and after
Okay.
that we have to submit an essay, which they asked, in which they asked three questions related to some challenges you have faced, and then some technical questions, and some ideas we have to pitch for building some startups. What will be your
Okay.
startup earnings, and how will be your exit strategy and all those things. So those
Okay.
three questions were there, and after that we have this interview.
Okay, so we can talk a bit about the test actually. Okay, so
Okay.
what was the, like, what was there in the test, like the syllabus or time? What was in the test?
In the test, they focus mainly on aptitude.
Okay.
Then in the technical part, they focus on statistics and probability mostly. And we have a separate section for coding, in which they asked two medium level coding questions.
In any specific language or in any language?
Yeah, we can select the language according to
Okay,
our
so
convenience.
you opted for
I used
Python, I believe.
Python. Yes,
Python, you. Okay.
Python
So
and
like
Java.
as you mentioned, that aptitude, then statistics and probability, and then
Correct.
coding questions. Two coding questions you had to write. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So like apart from these two coding questions, those two, the aptitude and the statistic thing, there were only MCQ questions, or
Yeah, some were MCQs and some questions didn't have the options for that. So
okay,
we have to calculate and type the answers. So
Oh,
that will be a
okay.
bit challenging for some people. Like if
Like
there's some calculation.
integer type of gate, you can say integer
Correct.
answer type in gate. Okay,
Yes,
okay,
yes, yes,
okay.
yes. So that will be some challenging questions for some people. If there is some calculation mistake, we wouldn't know
Yes, yes.
like this
Right.
is wrong.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes,
from preparation strategy, given that you have done your bachelor's in mechanical engineering, so how did you
yes,
prepare for these two sections, like coding, obviously coding, statistics, all these things? How did you prepare for these things for placements mainly? Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. So after doing my mechanical in BTech, currently I'm doing masters in industrial engineering and operation research. So our
Yes.
department offers core courses like statistics, probability and stochastic process,
Okay.
mathematical optimizations. So
Yeah.
these courses are offered in our first semester itself. So
Okay.
I got a good basics in all these subjects in the starting itself, starting
Yeah.
of my masters. So that part was clear. The technical I was like very comfortable with all those statistics and probability concepts. After that, preparing placements, I just go through my semester notes, first year
Yeah.
notes, and
Yeah.
if I come across some doubts, I taken the help from the YouTubers. There are a lot of plenty of YouTube channels
Yeah.
available
Yes.
which describe the statistics tools
Right.
and the test which are used for analyzing the data.
Yeah.
And I referred some of the blogs, and that was
Okay.
very essential. That was enough for the placement preparation. Actually,
Okay.
my department helped a lot for
Yeah. Yeah.
making me thorough in
Yeah.
statistics and probability concepts. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think your semester studies plus the department level placement tests, which happen
Yes,
during in the
yes, yes,
placement
yes,
season, plus the
yes,
institute
yes.
also conducts several tests. So those things
Correct.
really come handy.
Yes, yes.
So specific to like as you mentioned that for statistical probability you had studied several courses in the first sem itself, and that helped you. So like for coding, how did you practice coding when the placement
Yeah,
was very close? How did you practice coding?
that was the one of the weakest point that I had. uh, till the BTech, till I complete BTech, I didn't do much coding. So I learned Python after coming to
IIT Bombay.
here on IIT Bombay only.
Okay. Yeah.
So in the starting, I have watched some YouTube channels.
Yeah.
For example, I was watching the Strivers Take You Forward YouTube channel.
Yes, yes, I
Yeah, he
remember.
has a set of questions
Yeah,
which was organized very well
yeah,
for
right.
practicing this coding. So I went through all those things and I practiced in Geek for Geeks lead code platforms. So
Yeah,
that really helped me. And uh, I have some friends who are from computer science background. So
yeah.
whenever I got some doubts, I went to them and asked clear my doubts.
Okay,
So in that way, by the placement time, I was confident enough to attend a coding test and all.
okay.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the challenging part.
yes,
I
right.
believe I had in this transformation, this coding thing.
And then you mentioned that there were three questions to be submitted,
Yes, essay
challenging part,
questions.
start essay questions. So
Yes, yes.
was it specific to those who cleared the test, or it was for everyone? These
No,
questions.
it came along with the test. Like just after
Oh,
completing the test, they given I think they have given a deadline of 1 week. Within that 1 week, we have to submit that essay, and the
okay, okay,
filtration
okay,
was done based on the test and the essay.
okay, okay, okay,
So
okay, okay.
those who passed these two criteria will be
Of course, of course.
yeah, sitting for the interviews.
Can you please explain the three questions again, in very brief, the three questions?
The first question was about one of the ideology of Honda R&D.
Okay,
It's about it's about a corporate culture which give a priority to individual interest as well.
okay,
So what
yeah,
you think, you do that. If you believe that it is the right thing to do, just do it. So
okay,
that
yeah,
kind of ideology. And
okay.
they asked us to give opinion about this and explain this kind of ideology by stating one of your personal experience.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
this was kind of a personal level question.
Yes,
So
yes,
we'll have to state one of our personal experience and
right.
give our opinion about this ideology.
Yeah.
And in the second question, so the second question was about what will you contribute in the coming 3 to 5 years in Honda. So what will be the
Okay.
contributions you like to make, and what are the or who are the teammates, or what kind of teammates you require for achieving this, or giving this contribution to the
Okay.
company. So that kind of question.
Okay.
And the third one was about pitching a startup idea.
Okay.
It was like you have to start a company which is a tech based company which will help you to reduce or
Yeah.
make the time spent inside the vehicle while you're commuting alone
Okay.
more productive. So what
Oh.
are the ideas, or like tech based ideas, you can suggest? Not only we have to pitch the idea, we have to give them how much earnings you are expecting from the startup,
Oh.
and yeah, what will be your exit strategy if
Right.
the, yeah, in the long
It
run,
does not
and
work. Yeah.
yeah, if it does not work, or yeah, like selling the company to other company or
Yes.
something,
Yes.
acquisition related things.
Right.
So those things. And this question, I believe it was only for some specific profiles,
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
it was an optional question.
Okay.
uh, I have filled all three questions.
So now we can talk about the interview, like what
Mhm.
happened in the interview, or what were the
Okay,
various rounds and all. We can talk about those things.
right.
Yeah.
So in the interview there are two rounds. One is technical round, and the second one is HR round.
Okay.
So in the technical round, like both rounds are 30 minutes. And
Okay.
in the technical round, first, uh, first I have to tell about the Japanese people. They are very polite, and
Yes.
like they are
Yes.
very organized. So they have a
Exactly.
stopwatch which will tell you like the 30 minutes is up. So they use
Oh.
that stopwatch for like keep track of the time. And
Okay. It
first
was
they will give
online
an,
or in person interview. It was online or in
it is
person.
offline. It's in person.
Offline. Oh, this time
Yes,
it's
it
in
is
person.
offline.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
The technical was in person. The HR round, it was online. So first they will give the structure of the interview, how the interview will be going.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
the 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes will be an ice breaking session. He
Okay.
will introduce himself. The interviewer will introduce himself, and after
Yes.
that I have to introduce myself, and
Okay.
we have a little bit of conversation.
Yeah.
And after that, he will go through my resume, and then the third section is about the technical questions, which is not in the which I did not mention in the resume. So that will be related to some other scenarios, practical scenarios and all.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
after that, yeah, that is, so that is the structure. And at the end he will ask, he asked me what is the questions do you have any questions to ask
Yeah.
me. So that
Yeah.
is the structure of a technical interview. So and after that it will be an HR interview.
Okay. So in
And
so in technical round, as you mentioned that it was an in-person interview of 30
yes,
minutes. So there
yes,
was and there were people from Japan itself, right? There were
correct, correct,
people from Japan.
correct,
Okay.
correct.
Yeah. And after the ice-breaking session of 5 minutes, then they ask questions on your resume. So by
Yes,
resume, you mean the projects or courses? What kind of questions did they
yeah,
want to know?
they ask questions only from the projects.
Okay.
Mainly my master's thesis project. They started with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
They asked about explain the project, and what are the challenges you have faced, and what are the achievements you had till now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Then after that, they asked about a project which I did related to Power BI,
Okay.
because that's a data analysis project.
Yes. Yes.
And in that, I had to explain the findings which I got after analyzing. So
Right.
not the approach. Uh, it's morely about how the findings I got and how I express my findings, and is the findings are very relevant. I think
Yeah.
that impressed him.
And then they ask questions other than the resume, means the things which are
Yeah,
not
the
mentioned in
third
the resume.
section is which
Yeah.
are not mentioned in the resume. Like they will give a practical scenario. Like
Okay.
in this case, they asked to compare the performance of two cameras,
Okay.
which
Oh,
will be set on the vehicles,
okay.
and the camera has to distinguish between an adult
Yeah.
and a children who are from the pedestrians.
Yes.
So that was the camera functions. And
Okay.
how do you, as a data analysis, you have the data of the camera, and how will you approach which camera is better and which one is performing better,
Okay.
and yeah, all those things. And we will have to state some statistical methods. How will you approach this data? How will you analyze this data?
Okay.
And
Okay.
after that, they asked some questions related to classical ML algorithms and metrics which are used.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
technical
Okay.
questions.
And then you had your HR round of interview.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And it was
I had,
online interview online.
yeah, it was online interview. Just after
Okay.
completing the technical interview, they called me for the
Yeah.
HR interview.
Okay. So
Yes.
what happened?
Mm.
What was the discussion in that round?
Yeah, I think in HR interview they were mainly focusing on how do you express yourself,
Okay.
and is your explanation capability is good, and whether are you comfortable in going to Japan.
Yeah. Right.
And he asked about my transformation from mechanical to
Yeah.
his IUR department,
Right.
and he asked me, why do you want to come to an automobile industry, since I was doing a project in medical field. Like
Oh,
my
okay.
master's thesis project is in medical field. It
Yeah.
was medical prescription generation using deep learning methods. So he
Yeah.
asked me, why do you want to join an automobile industry? Why can't you try for a medical field based
Yeah.
in companies?
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
in that, in that, for that question, the mechanical background which I had, that really helped me.
Okay.
Yeah, that he was like, you have to convince. We
Yes.
not only give the answers, the answers should be very convincing for them.
Right.
So
Right.
I believed I was able to give very good answers, which he was really convinced. Yeah, in tech, just after the technical round, I was able to answer all the questions he asked. So after that, I was very confident that yeah, there is some chance I have, and
Right.
if I perform
Right.
well in HR, and then that's it. Yeah. So I was very confident before before attending the HR interview.
Yeah, of course. Like, yeah, since you did well in the test and you have good projects on your resume also. So yeah,
Yes.
I think, and I think in case of Japanese companies, like they, like you mentioned that in the HR round, they are keen to know about your transformation and your
Right.
culturally fit. Like how will, like, can you
Yes.
accommodate or
Yes. Yes.
adjust in a totally different culture. So they
Yes. Yes.
really want to know about all these things, and it's
Correct.
very
Correct.
good. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
They
Yeah.
mainly focus on all those things in HR
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
They like first question itself was point out like pick a project which you have which you are very confident about. Then I picked my master thesis project,
Yes.
and he asked me to explain the project and what are the things you achieved in that project. Then we don't have to go very technical into that because it's an HR round. We just have
Right.
to
Yeah.
express ourselves in a very good way, so
Yeah.
that even if a non-technical person will understand. So
Yeah.
I explained the explanation in the technical round, and the HR round was different.
Of course. Yeah.
So they were looking for that ability of the candidate
Definitely.
in HR round.
Yeah, I think communication is the key, and you
Yeah,
should know your audience very well so that you
correct.
can, draft your answer accordingly,
Mhm.
according to your
Yes, yes.
audience. So, like one question which I generally get from, the people appearing for Japanese companies about the accent, because
Hmm.
our accent is somewhat different, their accent is different. So,
Right.
how should we adjust, or how should we manage to, how should we handle these difference in the accent? So, did you do any extra efforts to manage this thing, or it was like smooth, very smooth?
No, no. In accent, I didn't do much
Okay.
practice or something. The interviewer who took my technical interview was good in English. Like I was
Okay.
able to understand what he's trying to tell,
Yeah.
and he was also able to understand what I was telling. So that part was fine. But in HR round, when it comes to HR round, he was not very well with the English. I think
Yeah.
his accent was very different, as you mentioned. The
Okay.
accent,
Okay.
that was very
Yes.
difficult, and I find that very difficult to understand.
Okay.
Mainly his questions, it was very difficult for me to understand his questions,
Yeah.
but he was getting what I am telling. So In
Okay.
that part, I think I was lucky in that. One thing I like to mention here is before going to any interview, like mainly I was attending the Japanese interview. I was very concerned because they are very organized and like very polite. So I was watching videos online about how to behave in a Japanese interview,
Yeah.
and there was many videos how your posture should be, yeah, how you greet in Japanese and all those things. So I studied all those things before going for the interview, and
Okay.
I greeted him in Japanese itself. So
Okay.
it's a, yeah. So they were happy, and I
Yeah.
greeted them like that, and that is a kind of what can I say, first steps to learning
Yes.
their culture or something.
So, Kiran, one last thing I want to know from you that, like, given that you are from mechanical engineering background, so let's suppose that if someone wants to, from mechanical engineering or some non-CS branch, they want to become a data analyst. So, do you
Mhm.
have any advice for them? How should they prepare, or how should they plan their journey?
Yeah, this doubt I had 2 years before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's nothing like in online everything is available. Just we need to know what we have to learn. So first
Yeah.
thing, what I did, I can tell my experience like how
Yeah.
I transformed. So when I joined here, like I was very sure like statistics and probability should be very strong for me for
Yeah.
reading the data. So the first thing I did was studying statistics and probability very well, and getting it thorough, and the statistic test, reading the data, and all those things. Then after that, I did a machine learning course here itself, and ML is also very important for data analysis. Some ML tools, ML algorithms, and for understanding that, I have learned like mathematical optimization topics. Then in machine learning itself, like starting with basic or classical machine learning algorithms like linear regression, logistic regression, etc. So those things, after studying all these things, then we will get a good idea about how to uh, deal with the data. When a raw data we get, how
Yeah.
to start with the data, how to extract useful information from that data and convert a prediction model, or something like that using some other ML algorithms.
Yeah.
So the steps will be start with statistics, then probability concepts, then a little bit of mathematical optimization. Then after that, learning machine learning algorithms, and yeah, then applying them practice ML algorithms on the data, which are like a lot of data is available online. So practice these ML algorithms. Then data visualization things, exploratory
Yeah.
data analysis,
Right.
and all those things are very important in reading the data.
Right.
Yeah. Then statistics, I think in the interview itself, they mainly focus on the statistics. So I believe for data analyst roles, the first priority should be the statistics.
Statistics. Yeah.
Yeah. So you should have a good idea about the statistics, how the data works, and yeah, how to comparison of the data.
Yeah.
Because if I have to compare one medicine to another medicine, or one camera to another camera, so it's all
Yeah.
comparison of the data. So how do you compare, and how do you select the performance measures? So all those things we will get an idea once we study these statistics, probability concepts, and all those things.
Mm.
Yeah. And after, like, plus the coding part, we should be
True. True.
intermediate level in Python coding.
Yeah.
We don't have to be very advanced level Python coder. Have We should have a good knowledge in, like, intermediate knowledge in Python. Then only we can code ML algorithms and all.
Yeah, of course, these are the very basic things which one should start with. And of course,
Yes,
then based on how they proceed, they can think to go further in deep learning, computer vision, and so on,
yes, yes,
video
yes,
processing. There are a lot of
yes.
other things which come after that. But yeah,
After
you
that,
should
correct,
first, strengthen your basics, and then you
correct.
can go in a particular direction. But yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah. So I believe, yeah, your experience will help the upcoming students who will be appearing for placements and who
Mhm.
are aspiring for these roles or some similar roles. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. And yeah, this will serve like as a as an inspiration who want to get into these roles. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Sudhagar, for giving me this opportunity to share my interview experience. And I like to thank you because I have watched your video before attending this Japanese interview. So I was first I got advertised from your videos, and it's a kind of token of thanks I can give back to you and your audience.
Yeah.
I believe someone might feel this helpful in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah. 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 I am glad that the videos helped you in some way. So yeah,
Yes, yes.
thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you
Thank you,
so much,
Sudhagar.
Kiran. Yeah. Thank
Yes,
you.
thanks. Thank you.